You sit on the toilet, often physically straining your abdominal muscles to force a physiological process to hurry up and finish. The unfortunate truth is that your large intestine is not a passive pipe that needs mechanical pressure from the outside to push out its contents. This organ has its own independent nervous system, one that is stubbornly resistant to physical force, yet completely obedient when you hack it using the right biochemical triggers. 1. Warm water. A glass of water at around 40 to 50 degrees Celsius sliding down into your empty stomach first thing in the morning can fully activate the gastrocolic reflex in under 15 minutes. Most people think water simply moistens the stool, but the actual mechanism is far more structural than that. When warm water touches the epithelial lining of your digestive tract, the heat triggers a phenomenon called vasodilation, immediately widening the local blood vessels in the abdominal area. This surge in blood circulation acts as a low-voltage electrical signal to your enteric nervous system, which promptly instructs your large intestine to begin rhythmic waves of contraction. Think of your digestive tract as a giant turbine engine whose lubricating oil has frozen solid overnight. You cannot force the turbine to turn from the outside. The gears would shatter. What warm water does is not push the turbine blades. It quietly channels heat through the capillary pipes inside the engine walls, thawing the frozen oil, activating the internal sensors, and allowing the machine to slowly spin itself back to life from within, with no external mechanical force required. That is why cold water so often fails at this job. It triggers vasoconstriction, which puts your intestines right back to sleep. 2. Coffee. A standard cup of black coffee delivers around 95 milligrams of pure caffeine, a dose that has been clinically shown to stimulate colon contractions up to 60% more aggressively than plain water. What surprises most people is that they assume this happens because of the heat of the liquid. Cold brew coffee produces the exact same effect. The secret lies in how caffeine molecules literally hijack your endocrine system. Once absorbed, caffeine forces your stomach to release the hormones gastrin and cholecystokinin, CCK, in abnormally high quantities. These two hormones bypass the normal digestive cue entirely and send an emergency evacuation order directly to the far end of your large intestine. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss more health content like this. Now, let's keep going. 3. Lemon water. The pure citric acid content, reaching concentrations of 5 to 6% in freshly squeezed lemon juice, acts as a sharp chemical projectile when it collides with the acidic environment inside your stomach. Many people mistakenly believe that this acidity is what breaks down food in the gut. In reality, citric acid from lemon bypasses the stomach entirely and targets your liver directly. The moment your liver detects an incoming surge of high-concentration citric acid, it responds by pumping fresh bile into the small intestine. That bile is the real hero. It works as a natural laxative, breaking down lipids and continuously stimulating the intestinal walls to ramp up peristaltic activity. 4. Prune juice. 1 glass of pure prune juice contains around 6 grams of sorbitol, a type of natural sugar alcohol that completely fools the human digestive enzyme system because the small intestine cannot absorb it. Ironically, it is precisely this inability to be digested that makes sorbitol one of the most powerful natural gut activators in existence. Because it is never broken down into energy, sorbitol molecules continue moving through the system like unclaimed cargo all the way into the large intestine. There, they trigger a law of pure physics, osmosis. These dense sorbitol molecules shift the water pressure balance, aggressively drawing fluid from the surrounding blood vessel tissue, pulling it through the intestinal wall, and flooding the dried-out stool trapped inside. 5. Green tea. A properly brewed cup of green tea delivers around 30 to 50 milligrams of caffeine, a relatively moderate dose, but it arrives with its own companion compound, L-theanine. This is where a piece of botanical genius tends to go unnoticed. Most stimulants only know how to whip an organ into action. The caffeine in green tea does stimulate the enteric nervous system to initiate bowel movement, but before those contractions become uncontrolled or cause abdominal cramps, L-theanine steps in to relax the smooth muscle lining of the intestinal wall. The result is a highly coordinated movement, hydration, and mass propulsion working in sync. 6. Aloe vera juice. Behind its reputation as a soothing, throat-cooling liquid, pure aloe vera extract contains anthraquinone glycoside compounds, specifically aloin, which act as a brutally powerful stimulant laxative within 6 to 10 hours of consumption. Most people never realize that aloe vera doesn't relieve constipation by gently softening stool. The compound aloin is quite literally a chemical irritant. Once it reaches the large intestine, aloin triggers low-grade inflammation that sends the mucosal cells of the intestine into a state of panic. This cellular panic forces the intestine to pump out extra mucus, halt water absorption, and then spasm into rapid contractions to expel the aloin as quickly as possible. The way aloe vera works is exactly like hiring a squad of heavily armed, extremely short-tempered security guards to clear out a nightclub after closing time. They don't politely ask guests to leave. They don't care if anyone has grabbed their jacket. These guards will set off the fire alarm, spray water into the air, and aggressively push everyone out the emergency exits. Your large intestine reacts to the aloin in precisely that way. It interprets the irritant as an attack, and its absolute defense response is to empty everything, immediately, without negotiation. Stop torturing your abdominal muscles with empty straining, because real control lies in which liquids you allow inside to hack that nervous system. Now you understand that having a bowel movement is not a weightlifting competition. It is the art of molecular negotiation.